A lot of women, we focus so much on our looks, and our looks are important, and I'm a big advocate in micro luxuries. I'm a big advocate investing in your beauty, not because you're trying to impress someone, but because that comes from your sense of self-worth. You are worthy. It's when I tell our kids to brush their teeth, I'm like, brush your teeth because you love yourself, and you also will have white teeth and they will be clean and you'll have them for the rest of your life. But it's coming from a sense of self-love.
Mm.
And but as women, whether it's, societal, family, we have been programmed that a lot of what we have to offer, and we'll get into this in some of the dating advice, but a lot of it comes down to our youth and our looks. And if we don't have that, that's basically that's all we have. And so when women hit 30, all of a sudden, I even have friends that are in their 20s that are like, just turned 26, I feel old. And I hear them because so did I. I remember when I was 22, I thought 26 was old. I thought, okay, at 22, I can still have fun with my hair because I was a hairdresser, so I was doing all different colors and stuff. And I'm like, at 26, I'm going to get serious with my life because then I'll be a grown up. 26 comes around, I'm like, I don't feel like a grown up. So as we get older, and once we hit that like 30 mark, and then again at 40 mark, and who knows what happens beyond there, but women start, well, I think we're always kind of comparing ourselves, but there's this perception of, well, men want these younger girls and therefore I can't compete. And the right man will, yes, of course he wants someone that looks nice, and you should always make an effort for your husband. But if that's all you got, mama, like, you're in trouble. Like, if the only thing I could offer you was my looks, but I was a hot mess express, I was emotionally volatile all the time, I was constant drama, I didn't look after the kids, I didn't look after the house, like, I could be the most beautiful 22-year-old, and it's just not it. So it's about knowing there's so much more to what women have to offer. What are, in your opinion, and obviously these are your opinions, but I think there tends to be some commonality between men, just like there are commonalities between women. Is What do you think is some of the most attractive traits in a woman?
Attractive traits, I don't think it's rocket science. I really think it's basic. It's the simple things that men really want. They want the love, the respect, the kindness. They just want to know that you're going to be by their side, you're going to be a good mother, and you're going to respect them, especially publicly. They're the main things that I look for. That, there's nothing worse as a man than getting disrespected publicly and getting shamed. And, that's probably the biggest negative trait. So the opposite of that is being respected and adored, honoured, loved, and just trustworthy. It's really the simple traits, but they mean so much to a man. All they want to know is that they can trust you, and you respect them, and you're loving to them, and you're going to be by their side. That's all they need.
Would you say that that's more in when you're already in a relationship? Because again, I immediately go into a woman's mind. I immediately go into what conclusions that they're making. And I don't want a woman to hear what you're saying and think, okay, I need to give him so much kindness, so much, or is that what you're saying at the beginning? Because what I see women do is they give so much at the beginning, it can lead to the man taking them for granted. And I know that sounds complicated because it's like, well, of course I'm going to be kind. I think you can be kind and gracious and respectful, but also speaking to the boundaries that we were just speaking to is having those boundaries around your time and being a little bit less available. Like, how do you see that playing out? Like, if you and I just met, would it be enough that I was so available to you? I feel like part of the reason that
I'm
you were
talking in relationship.
in
They're the
relationship.
traits that I want. If I look back to when we met and I was like, this is the kind of woman I want to marry, it was just the way that you held yourself. It was elegance. It was elegance. It was the strong boundaries. It was, you were unavailable to the party, and you weren't half naked on social media. It was your values. And I just saw you building at your single mum, just trying to build your career, and focused and elegant and calm. It was all those things. I just remember reading your post, and there was just depth to what you were saying, and that goes back to the work that you've done on yourself. It wasn't just the looks. It was like, oh, she's cute, and then I read, I'm like, ooh, there's so much more to her. And when you can put the depth and the emotional value into it as well as the looks, it compounds, and it's just like, wow, it's the woman I want to marry. Rather than just like, oh, gee, she's hot, I wouldn't mind, a piece of that. It was, no, she's the kind of woman I want to marry. It quickly changes when there's that depth and elegance to a woman.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is a woman that knows herself and then carries herself well. Like, I think that's so. What I'm wanting women to hear from just what you shared there is, like, if you are seeking a partner, if that's what you are calling in right now, you want the strong masculine male in your life, are you right now currently being a match for that? A strong masculine male doesn't want a drama queen. He doesn't want a party girl. He wants someone that's going to be his peace. I think you could see in me that I wasn't just going to be disruptive to your life. If anything, I was going to enhance it. And so if you're a woman right now in the dating game, the focus on your energy, focus on like what you are currently radiating. Is there a softness? Is there kindness? Because all of what Dan was saying at the beginning, all the things that you were saying at the beginning is all true. You want to be loving, kind, and all of that. But sometimes women hear that and they go, right, okay, so I need to like text him and say him how much I care about him. Because here's the thing, guys, we can be far too eager, and then what happens, even if he was interested in you, you become less interesting. You truly do. If I was pursuing you, I can guarantee you, babe, you would not be as into me as how you were at the beginning. It was because, and it was not strategic. I was literally just feeling into the energy of you. I had my walls up because I have a child to protect. And who is this hot guy online? Like, I don't know much about you, right? You also were not wearing very many clothes. So I had to be mindful.
I wasn't Barbie.
Yeah, fair enough. I had to be mindful, and just, I was kind always. And I commented on a couple of your things, but I was not like hearting everything that you posted. I was not like, oh, you look so good. And I know that you got messages like that because I've seen them.
Yeah, you were more about my food that I was posting.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that buffet looks so good.
So one other thing that I want to add to what I'm looking for in a woman, one of the big key factors was I was really excited to bring you home to meet my family. I visualized you at our family dinner table at my mum's, and having dinner with a family and introducing you to my brother and my sister, and that was one of that's the kind of woman I wanted. That's why that's the kind of woman I want to marry, because I was excited to bring you home to meet the family because you were someone I could be proud of and not ashamed of. It was like I had some pretty horrific previous relationships that I was not proud of, and so that was another key factor, like, of our relationship. And I remember the first time I did have you over for family dinner, and I was like, I visualized this.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
I remember you came up behind me. I was sitting down, I think maybe next to your mom or something, and we were at the table, and you came up behind me, and you're like, I visualized this. Like, I pictured you meeting my family, and it was so beautiful to hear and be accepted by you. You have the most beautiful family. Like, I won the lottery. Like, me and your sister are like besties. Your brother, his wife, like everyone in your family is just, I have amazing relationships with, and it was a dream come true for me in that regard, because I always had a smaller family. So you with this big Italian family, it was like so amazing. What I would love for women to hear from what you were saying was that, look, and I get it, there's different stages, because when I was 21, I was in bikinis all the time and I was getting photos done like that. And that's totally fine. However, if you are calling in the partner, and this is not to say, because I'm very careful about what I'm going to say now, because there is nothing that women can wear that attracts, that she should be punished for. She could wear a string bikini and she should feel physically safe. Okay. That is all about a man being able to control his bodily instincts. And a woman should be able to wear anything that she wants. Like, I should be able to walk in here naked and not feel unsafe, right? Because that is my personal right. However, we have to understand that the way we present ourselves is going to impact the way that people see us. So if you are constantly boobs up to here, you will get male attention. But are you after attention or are you after love? Because there's a very big difference. Men will be in your DMs. They'll be maybe wanting to even give you money. They might want to take you out for dinner. They feel very proud because men get a sense of pride from having a beautiful woman on their arms. But do you want to be a piece of his outfit or do you want to be his partner? Because if you want to be his partner, you have to carry yourself differently. You have to take yourself seriously for him to take you seriously. It's nuts to think that you can look like a bottle service girl and think that, yes, okay, I'm going to find, because this is exactly what we see out there. Women who do not dress like they respect themselves or have boundaries around their bodies want to have high caliber men that take them seriously and then are heartbroken when they find out he was married, or they're heartbroken when he is now repartnered and is now marrying that person. Did you take yourself seriously? When you put that outfit on, did you feel like the queen? Or were you trying to get a man's gaze? Because it's very different energy. And I speak to it with so much love and compassion because I was there. I did that too. The shortest skirt, boobs up to my chin.
Yeah, it comes from a place of insecurity.
It comes
you
from
need
a place
validation, external validation to make yourself feel better. That's all it is.
Exactly. And again, it's a maturity thing, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're now in your 30s and you haven't found the one and you're attracting these low quality men who are not taking you seriously, if you want to have a family, and only if you want to have a family, you have a biological clock. If you don't want to have a family, do you, honey? If you are enjoying the dating game and you're just having fun, who am I to judge? But what I find heartbreaking is when a woman is now 40, over 40, and she hadn't reflected on what she was doing in the dynamics of that relationship. Because it's easy to blame the man and say, he didn't respect me, he was married, he was this, but what was my role in that? What was my role? Because even when I look back at my relationship with my daughter's father, I was toxic in that. I can look at that and I can own where I was toxic. Or a toxic can be not communicating your needs when you needed to communicate your needs early on. Where did I not do that? Where did I not maintain that boundary or establish that boundary? So if you are dating and you're not learning from that and you're not seeing your role, babe, you're the common denominator. Between you and all your exes, you're the common denominator. So if you can't see where you have areas for improvement, that relationship that you truly want, that's going to feel so fulfilling for you, is going to feel farther and farther away. And you deserve to have that relationship now if that is what you want. You deserve to have the children now if that is what you want. But we have to be willing to look at our role in the toxic patterns that we've had.